Welcome to another new episode of the Declutter Me podcast with myself, Shelina. This week it has been all about me. It was my birthday this week and I decided to take a few days off to reset, recuperate and just celebrate being 1 year older. Well, I'm not too happy about being 1 year older, but just celebrate me and just take some time off. So that's what I've been doing. So this is the first time today that I'm actually doing some work, which is recording some episodes. So hi, how are you guys? I thought let's talk about sustainability. It's a big thing right now. Everyone's talking about it. I go to Expo, there's a whole section just about sustainability. So I wanted to talk about secondhand clothing because people ask me a lot, about selling, about buying, and my thoughts on it. So I thought it would just be a great time to just talk about that and let you know how to do it, why to do it, and everything else in between. So I've been a huge lover of buying vintage and secondhand since I could start earning money. So over 20 years ago. When I was living in London at uni and then also working there, I used to go to secondhand shops. There was a great one, and I think it's still there in Covent Garden, and there were also a few in Kensington and around that area, like Portobello Market, Notting Hill area. And I used to pick up things. I've still got vintage bags I bought from these stores still with me, and I bought designer stuff as well. Quirky things, because I'm quite classic in my style, but I like having quirky things that are just not fashionable, and they're not fashion, but they'll never go out of fashion. So I buy them because they're just cool. So I've had them, and so I have them here and also in the UK as well, for many years. There's some things that I've had to sell because I can't fit into them now. So I've just gone and resold them again and made money again. And I've also bought bags and received them as presents over the years, which have added to my bag collection. Which, if you've listened to previous podcasts, the one about bags, I have an addiction to bags. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not a minimalist. I don't have a small amount of everything. I have a lot of bags. I love them. They're investment pieces for me, and I like using them. But if I can save money buying them secondhand, I will, and I have. So that's why I thought, this would be great to discuss it with you guys. So I sell clothes, I buy clothes and bags and shoes sometimes, not very often. So I use online stores here in the UAE and also in the UK. And I also use offline shops, so retail shops that do secondhand. So there's a few of them here in the UAE, and I'm sure there's loads and loads around the world, in the UK and USA and Canada and stuff. Here, one store has agreed to give me credit, so every time I give clothes to sell, they'll tell me how much it will be worth, and then I have credit, so I can use that to buy anything that looks good and fits on me. It's not very often because I am a size 14 UK, so it's usually only stuff for size 8 people, but sometimes I can find things that are suitable for me. Now, some people are funny about buying secondhand, and I can understand that, especially with clothes. And as I said, I don't buy shoes very often because I am a clean freak and I just don't want to get foot diseases. And I look at some of the shoes and go, oh, yeah, and it'll cost more just to go get it cleaned rather than, you might as well just buy something else. But with clothes, it's easier. So I do check the condition, and even online they give you the condition of what everything's like. So I will check the condition, and even when I do receive it, even if it looks like it's in great condition and it's been dry cleaned, I will dry clean it again, just for my own pleasure. I suppose it's, I just need to have it clean. So do that if you can. If possible, try on the clothes before you buy them, especially if they are vintage. Anything from the 70s and before fitted differently from what they fit now. And of course, there wasn't things like Lycra and that kind of material, so it can be tighter. I have a curvy body, so and I've always been this kind of curvy girl. So a lot of items from the 70s and before are not built for my hips and not built for my boobs, so I have to get a bigger size, which is not very often that you can get the bigger size. So I have to try it on, especially if it's older. I also know that French designer items will not fit me unless they're a really big size. So they have to be a 46 Europe or 48. And it's very rare to find pieces that will be that size for me. Italian brands are better. So the Gucci's they fit better for me and they suit because Italian bodies are like my body, so that works. So for clothes, I like to try them on more often. With bags, it's not, you can buy them online. But, you have to think, you save money when you buy secondhand. And also, there's a bonus of buying secondhand that not many people have the item, especially if it's older. And the things that I've bought vintage, no one has them. And so that you'll be wearing them or carrying a bag around and people are like, wow, where'd you get that from? I'm like, it's vintage. Yeah, I am that kind of girl. I will be that kind of snob. So there's that great feeling of knowing you're helping people and to stop clothes ending up in landfill, and also that you've got a one-of-a-kind kind of item in your closet. So there is a bonus to buying secondhand clothes. So as discussed, I've also sold a lot of stuff for myself and for clients on secondhand online stores. It's much easier nowadays to sell in these stores. So you can either send the items via an app. So you take pictures, send it to them, they review it and see if it's suitable or not. Or if it's a lot of items, so say it's over like 10 items, they will come and just pick it up and then review it. And if it's suitable, they'll tell you and give you the pricing. And if it's not, they'll send it back to you. If you'd like to sell your items, here are my tips on how to ensure it is sellable and that you, just to make sure that it helps you to get to that point of removing, the 90-10 principle that I've talked about before. You get the stuff and that's that 10% that you need to get out of the door. So I'm going to help you to get them out of the door, sell the items, and also make money. So here are my tips. So number one, first, make a pile of all the clothes you want to sell and separate them into high street and designer. If it's high-end high street, check if the store that you're going to sell it to will accept it. So a lot of these online stores who have apps, you can check if that company, of that brand is on their app. If it is accepted by them, put it in that pile. If it's not, put it in the high street pile. Make sure the condition is good. So if there are stains, dry clean or wash the items, remove any stray threads and check you have not altered the item in any way. If you have altered the item, especially designer, it may get rejected. Most likely it will get rejected because they know what the item looked like originally. So just think about that. I get stuff shortened because I am short. So there are things that have been designed, especially trousers, that I've had to sell then in high street places, the places that accept high street clothes, or not as great designer clothes because the high-end designer, second-hand designer stores won't accept them. If you're selling shoes, make sure the soles are not rubbed. So, you can't, if you're selling like Louboutins, you want to be able to see the red soles completely. I know it sounds absurd, but this is how it is with these stores. So if they are rubbed, like you can see the brown or the black underneath, then you'll not be able to sell them on these designer secondhand outlet stores. So look at the ones that will sell it that are a bit lower end because it's not in perfect wear. With high street or designer items that are not in perfect condition, you can sell them in stores that will accept them, or Facebook groups, or eBay. Try eBay as well. But make sure you give the full description and show pictures of what everything looks like. Some people are very fussy and want, say, the Louboutins with the complete red sole. Some will accept that it's not going to be perfect, but if it looks good on top, they will accept it because they'll just get the shoes resold. So do be honest about the condition of it so that people will buy it. And, you also then have to price it at the right price considering the condition of that item. If you are selling on Facebook groups or eBay or online, make sure you take good photos in good light with a neutral background. Don't show the cluttered pile of clothes in the background. I have taken pictures of the items on hangers, and I didn't steam them, so it looked a bit crumpled because they'd been folded up and put away. It didn't look good. So if you can, iron the clothes, steam the clothes, don't hang them on like hanging on wardrobes that have got horrible doors. Like one of my wardrobe doors does have horrible doors. It just didn't look good. So now I make it neutral. I put it on a white background and show the clothes, and they're ironed as well, so they look better. So do that to try and make it more sellable, because the better it looks, the more money you'll get for it. So just think about that. It takes you a bit longer to get it into that good condition, but just think about how much money you're going to make from it looking amazing on these stores. But talking about money, lower your expectations of what the price you will get for your items. Yeah, you spent 1,000 dirhams or $1,000 or pounds on an item, but you'll get a third of that most probably. It is very rare that you'll make more money. If you sell it on Facebook groups and people are clueless, yes, you might be able to make money. And if you bought something on sale and you sell it for the original retail price, then maybe you'll make some profit. But it's very rare to get that. So remember that with your expectations. The only items that seem to get more money are the Hermes, Louis Vuitton, Chanel kind of items, especially if they're older, because the prices have gone up so much now. So you can make money out of them if you bought things before the prices went up. And also they have to still be in amazing condition. I see bags, especially, I've seen Hermes bags. There's one that I'm eyeing up on an online store and waiting for the price to go down more and more because it's not in perfect condition. And other people are looking at it and going, I'm not going to spend that much money if it's not in perfect condition. So people are snobby. So think about that. And secondhand retailers are more and more fussy about what they'll accept because there's so many people with so many items. So they will most probably only accept it if it's in a perfect condition or near perfect condition. They won't accept if it's just good, like they might have done before. So if it's not in a great condition, don't even bother trying with them. Just try it on eBay, on Facebook, on one of these secondhand, lower end secondhand places. And if it doesn't sell even there, see if your friends or your relatives will take the items, especially if it's a designer bag that you couldn't sell somewhere else. Somebody you know will love it and cherish it and accept it. It will break your heart because you spent so much money on it, but at least it's going to somebody who will appreciate it. So do think about that. And if you don't even want to go through the ordeal of selling something, just see if one of your friends or your relatives will take the item instead. I do sometimes lumber my family with and friends with stuff that I got and go, do you want this? Or I don't lumber it because I ask them because I don't want to give people clutter. So I do ask them, I'm like, do you want this? And if they say yes, then I'll give it to them. So think about that. That's my top tips on how to sell. Buying is a personal thing. Go through things, see what you like, see what fits, see what condition it's in. Sometimes you find great finds, especially if you go to Europe or America. If you go to these secondhand places, you'll sometimes find amazing things. So just keep your eye out for it. And if you do find some great stuff, let me know. And so, yeah, I love it. I do like selling secondhand and I do like buying secondhand. But it is a tiresome journey. So, yeah, hopefully this will help you. Hopefully you'll get that 10% out of your house and you'll make some money as well. You can make some good money with doing it. Not a huge, you're not going to be a millionaire unless you're like that Tinder swindler woman who took all these clothes and made loads of money. But you'll make a little bit of money. If you have sold secondhand or bought secondhand, leave a comment in the box and let us know where you've bought them so other people know, and also say where you come from as well, so which city, country, so that we can help other people as well to find these places. If there are any online stores that you recommend as well, let us know. And yeah, just leave a comment on in the comment box, and I love to know when people are being sustainable. So just let us know. If you'd like more tips and advice, please follow Declutter Me on social media. On Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, you name it, as Declutter Me, DECLUTTRME. If you don't want to miss the next weekly episode, subscribe to the Declutter Me podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favourite podcast player, as well as on YouTube. And it will pop into your notifications each week. So I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.